Okay, so I don't have my tripod out here today, so you're on the barbecue. One of the first things I want to do is get this giant pile of coffee grinds and put it on my plants. I think I have some more in the coffee truck too. Let's go see. So I've decided my garden is so weedy, and I just happen to have all these boxes because I cleaned out my coffee storage room and got a shelf. And these are the perfect big boxes. So what that means is we're gonna go smother the weeds because that's the only way to get them. All right, here's my cardboard. Broke it down and took off as much tape as I could. It's okay if there's a few pieces of tape left, but mostly I got it all. But you can just, if you see it when you're getting it, just snatch it off. But that's all you will find in your garden afterwards is tape, because the cardboard will decompose. So I'm probably not going to film this because, like I said, I don't have my tripod out here today. But this is before. There's only a few things growing down there besides the strawberry patch. So all of this needs to be covered. And then I'm going to come through this way. But check out what's happening with the tomatoes here. Let me zoom in. So these are Romas. They're starting to drop. And then over here, this is one of my favorite cherry tomatoes. And I'm letting the suckers go on this one. Little experiment, but look at this. Except the bottom, the baby bottom suckers. Like, I don't know, sometimes I think it could be good. It's so hard to let them go though. That's it, I'm not doing it. But like once they get big, I don't want to hurt the plant too much and take that off. But here's some more. It's a very prolific, yummy cherry tomato. And I should probably just take off a few more of these bottom leaves, but I'll get my clippers for that. So yeah, they're putting on fruit. So the cardboard goes fast. All of this is still weeds, but my point here was to protect the 2 squash that I do have growing and keep the weeds back. I need to get the other corner sealed there. I skipped right here because there's chives right here. But here's my other squash plant. So the weeds will overtake if I don't do this. So this one also needs some water. It's looking a little dry. I try not to get the cardboard too close. But see, I need some more right there. I have one more box. But yeah, it goes really quick. Getting a little water on the tomatoes. And I want to show you this one kind of cardboard that I don't use. So I'll walk over there. I'm just going to show you from here. So that over there, it's a shiny box. It's blurry. It's like a refrigerator box. But if your cardboard is shiny, I've noticed that that'll be left over. It's almost like a piece of tape. The worms can't penetrate it. So I don't use that because I only want what the worms can consume safely. And I used to use only like cereal boxes and stuff because if they put food directly in it, it has to be like food safe, so it's like a better cardboard, but it also has all this coloring in it. So anyways, this is better than nothing. Is it perfect? No. Does it have some chemicals in it? Probably. But so far, if the worms are happy, I feel like that means that it's all right. But yeah, nothing's perfect in my opinion, except if I just had tons and tons of my own grass or hay. But even then, the weeds will come through. So if you look right here, this is cardboard with mulch on top that's been here for quite a while. But mostly, for the most part, there's no weeds getting through. And where there's not cardboard, you can see you start to get weeds. But I have this grass that will come back with a vengeance. I have all kinds of grass out here because this was all grass. So, yep, heavy mulch, heavy mulch. And here's my broccoli mama. Look at those. Those are going to be all broccoli seeds. And she's shooting out another one here. Oh my gosh. So the last thing I wanted to show you was this compost. This compost is probably a month old. And I've moved on to another compost, and then since then I've already moved on to another compost. So I just wanted to kind of dig in here. Because remember, I'm doing the in-ground compost, so I'm just digging a hole and putting my compost in. Oh, there's a worm. Oh, there's a worm. Or something. Yep, it's a worm. Okay. So mostly I'm not finding a whole lot of... There's some eggshells. And it looks like a little orange peel or something. There's a worm. So yeah, it's pretty well back to the earth at this point. There's some more eggshells and worms. So yeah, that's awesome. So, oops. I want to go to the more recent one. If I can do it without getting sprayed. I more recently abandoned this one. So it's still decomposing, but eggshells and coffee filters look like some of the last things to go. A cinnamon stick. Smells good actually. What's weird? What's that? Oh, those are cloves. I use cloves to make my chai, so those are the little expanded cloves going back in the earth. Tea bags. Everything else is pretty much gone already, and it's only been a couple weeks. Here's the tape I was talking about. That will not decompose. That'll be all that's left. And these are corn husks. So I have a more recent... This is my one that I'm using right now. So I moved to a different part of the garden. So this is a new one. It's got lemons, you can see, and then I just throw some grass clippings on top to keep the flies off. Alright, so I also put another rug over here. It was down there. These old rugs really help hold down the cardboard. And once again, questionable to where there's chemicals still in there, but I choose my battles. So here's what I wanted to show you guys. I've talked about it before, and I planted these multiple times until they finally came up. But these are zinnias, and I'll just scatter plant. Like I'll plant all through here, and then I've got some too close. So I'm going to thin them and move them to other spots in the garden, and they're going to get way bigger. So yeah, so these are zinnias. Let's dig one up. So I did some weeding around my onions, and again just pulled the dirt back to help them grow bigger. Because once they start to flower, they're going to do this, and they're going to be done. So I'll have to pull them. I've let them flower before, but it causes like a hole through the center of the onion. So cool. So I weeded a little bit around the ginger too. It's okay, baby. And weeded around all those onions. And all these onions that are in between the garlic here. I'm trying to get them some sun, but they are kind of in the ditch, so every time it rains the water comes back through here. But the garlic is on the high end over there and over here. And then the onions are in the rows in between another row of garlic. So
It's not a white flower, it's a blue.
Oh. See, it looks pretty well weeded through here, so that's good.
Say y'all couldn't. Y'all thought y'all couldn't.